Miracles begin the moment you finally let go of trying to control when they arrive. Take a slow breath with me, my dear, just for a moment. Pause everything. Let the noise soften. Let the tension in your shoulders melt, even just a little. I know you've been waiting, perhaps longer than you expected, waiting for something to shift, something to open, something to finally happen. And somewhere deep inside, there's that quiet question you've been carrying. When is it my turn? Sweetheart, I feel that with you. There is a kind of tiredness that doesn't come from doing too much, but from hoping for too long, from holding on so tightly to an outcome that your heart forgets how to rest. And maybe, without even realizing it, you've been gripping onto the timeline, trying to predict it, force it, understand it. Because not knowing feels uncomfortable, doesn't it? But let me gently ask you something. What if the delay is not a denial? What if nothing is actually late, nothing is actually missing, and nothing about your life is out of alignment even now? Take another breath, because what I'm about to share with you isn't something to rush through, it's something to feel into. You see, we've been taught to believe that life should unfold according to our plans, that if something doesn't happen when we expect it, then something must be wrong. With us, with our efforts, with our worth. But the universe doesn't move according to urgency. It moves according to readiness. And readiness is not something you can force. It's something you become. Imagine, for a moment, planting a seed deep into the soil. You water it, you care for it, you give it sunlight. But after a few days, you begin to worry. You dig it up slightly, just to check if it's growing. Then you cover it again, and the next day, you do the same thing. My dear, what happens to the seed? It struggles, not because it's broken, but because it's being disturbed. And in many ways, this is what we do with our dreams, our desires, our miracles. We plant them, we set intentions, we begin to believe, but then doubt creeps in. We check constantly, we question the timing, we wonder if it's working. We compare our journey to others, and without realizing it, we keep digging up the very thing we're trying to grow. So the miracle doesn't disappear. It simply waits. It waits for stillness. It waits for trust. It waits for you to stop interfering with its natural unfolding. Let that sink in for a moment, because letting go doesn't mean giving up. No, sweetheart. Letting go means releasing the timeline, not the desire. It means trusting that what is meant for you is already on its way, even if you can't see it yet, even if it feels quiet, even if it feels slow. And I know that can feel scary, because control feels like safety, doesn't it? Planning, analyzing, trying to predict outcomes, it gives the illusion that we're protecting ourselves from disappointment. But in truth, it often keeps us in a state of tension, always waiting, always checking, always wondering. And in that state, it becomes very difficult to receive. Let me explain something gently. There is a difference between chasing something and being ready for it. Chasing comes from a feeling of lack. It whispers, I don't have it yet. I need it. I must get it. It tightens your energy. It makes you feel like something is missing. But receiving is different. Receiving says, I am open. I am ready. I trust that what is mine will find me. Do you feel the difference? One is pressure. The other is peace. And miracles, they don't respond to pressure. They respond to alignment. They respond to the quiet confidence that says, even if I don't see it yet, I trust it is coming. So let me ask you something deeper now. Who are you becoming in the waiting? Not what are you getting, not when will it arrive, but who are you becoming? Because this part of your journey, this space where things feel uncertain, this is not empty. It is not wasted time. It is a sacred transformation. It is where your identity is shifting, where your heart is expanding, where your energy is being prepared to hold what you've been asking for. Because sometimes what you desire requires a version of you that is calmer, more grounded, more open. And that version of you is being created right now, even if it doesn't look like it, even if it feels slow, even if you're doubting it. Take a breath. You don't have to rush this. You don't have to force anything into place. The universe is not asking you to push harder. It's inviting you to soften, to trust, to allow. And I know letting go can feel like you're losing control. But what if you were never meant to control it in the first place? What if your role is not to force the outcome, but to become the space where the outcome can arrive? Just sit with that for a moment, because something inside you is already beginning to understand. You can feel it, can't you? That quiet shift, that gentle release. That moment where your shoulders drop just a little, where your breath deepens, where your mind softens. This is what alignment feels like. Not urgency, not panic, not constant searching, but presence. Soft, grounded presence. And from this place, everything begins to change. Because when you are no longer chasing, you start noticing. You start noticing the small signs, the subtle movements, the quiet synchronicities that were always there, but you couldn't see before. And slowly, gently, life begins to unfold in ways you couldn't have planned. Because the universe doesn't just deliver what you want, it arranges things in ways that are often more beautiful than you imagined. But it needs space to do that. It needs your trust. So, right now, I want you to do something very simple. Place your hand on your heart. Take a slow breath in. And as you exhale, whisper softly within yourself, I release the need to control the timing. Again, slowly, I release the need to control the timing. Feel those words. Let them settle into your body. Because you've been holding on for so long, haven't you? Holding on to expectations, to deadlines, to silent pressures you've placed on yourself. It's okay to put that down now. You don't have to carry it anymore. Your miracle is not fragile. It does not disappear if you stop thinking about it for a moment. In fact, it often comes closer when you do, because in that space, you are no longer resisting. You are allowing, and allowing is where everything begins. Take another breath, my dear. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not missing your moment. You are being prepared for it. And that preparation is happening in ways you cannot always see, but you can feel it in the quiet shifts within you, in the way you're starting to question old patterns, in the way you're beginning to soften, even just a little. That is not nothing. That is everything. And as you sit here, listening to my voice, something inside you is already letting go. Not all at once, not perfectly, but gently, and that is enough. That is more than enough, because miracles don't require perfection. They require openness. They require trust. And they require you to stop digging up the seed and finally let it grow, just as it was always meant to. Miracles deepen and take form the moment you stop asking, "When will it happen?" and begin to live as if it is already on its way to you. Take a gentle breath again. Sweetheart, let it be slower this time, softer, as if you are no longer reaching outward, but settling inward, because something beautiful is happening within you now. Something quiet, something subtle, something that doesn't need to rush to prove itself. You are beginning to loosen your grip, and I know, my dear, part of you may still feel unsure. There may still be a voice that whispers, "But what if it never happens?" That voice is not your enemy. It's simply the echo of old conditioning, the part of you that learned to associate waiting with disappointment, hope with uncertainty. But let me sit with you in that space for a moment. What if this time is different? What if this time the waiting is not empty, but sacred? Because there is a kind of transformation that can only happen in the unseen. Just like the seed beneath the soil, it does not break through the surface immediately. It spends time in the dark, not because it is lost, but because it is building strength, quietly, patiently, purposefully. And you, my dear, are in that sacred soil right now. Not buried, but planted. Not delayed, but developing. Let those words wrap around you for a moment, because everything changes when you stop seeing this phase as nothing happening and begin to recognize it as everything aligning. You see, the universe does not respond only to what you say you want. It responds to what you are ready to receive. And readiness, it's not about proving yourself. It's about your energy, your emotional state, the way you hold yourself when no one is watching, the way you speak to yourself in quiet moments. Are you tense or are you open? Are you afraid or are you trusting? Are you chasing or are you allowing? Take a breath, because this is where the shift becomes real. This is where you gently move from being someone who is waiting for life to happen into someone who is already living in alignment with what is coming. And that doesn't mean pretending. No, sweetheart. It means feeling. Feeling into the version of you who already has what you desire. How do they breathe? How do they walk through the day? How do they speak to themselves? Are they anxious, constantly checking, constantly wondering? Or are they calm, grounded, quietly certain? Let that question sit in your heart. Because the miracle you're waiting for, it doesn't just arrive randomly. It meets you at the level of who you are being. So instead of asking, "Why hasn't it come yet?" begin asking, "Am I allowing myself to feel like the person who already has it?" And I know that might feel unfamiliar at first, because your mind has been trained to look for external proof before it allows you to feel safe or happy or at peace. But here is the gentle truth. The feeling comes first. The outer world follows, not the other way around. So if you've been withholding your peace until something happens, if you've been telling yourself, "I'll relax when it arrives, I'll feel secure when it shows up," then you've unknowingly placed your power outside of you. And my dear, your power was never meant to live outside of you. It was always meant to begin within, right here, in this breath, in this moment, in this quiet decision to soften, even before you see results. Because this is what opens the door. This is what signals to the universe, "I am ready," not through force, not through effort, but through alignment. Take another slow breath, and let's gently move into something together. I want you to imagine, just for a moment, that what you've been asking for has already found you. Not in a distant future, but now. Feel into it. Don't overthink it. Just sense it. How does your body feel? Is there a softness in your chest? A lightness in your shoulders? A quiet smile that doesn't need a reason? Stay there for a moment. Because this feeling, this subtle shift, this calm presence, this is the energy of receiving, and you don't have to wait for anything to feel it. You can access it now, again and again and again. And the more you return to this feeling, the more natural it becomes, the more your body begins to recognize it as safe. Because sometimes what blocks miracles is not the lack of desire, but the fear of receiving. Yes, even that, because receiving requires openness. It requires vulnerability. It requires you to step into a new version of yourself, one that may feel unfamiliar at first. And your mind, your old patterns, they may resist that. They may try to pull you back into what is known, even if what is known is discomfort. So if you've ever felt yourself getting close to something you want, and then suddenly doubting it, or pulling away, or overthinking, please don't judge yourself. This is not failure. This is protection, old protection, and it's okay. You don't have to fight it. You simply have to notice it with kindness, and then gently return to trust. Return to that soft knowing that what is meant for you cannot miss you. Let me say that again, slowly. What is meant for you cannot miss you. Not because of luck, not because of timing alone, but because it is aligned with who you are becoming. So there is no need to chase it, no need to rush it, no need to force yourself into exhaustion trying to make it happen. Your only role is to remain open, to remain present, to remain in that quiet, grounded state where you are no longer resisting what is. And from that place, something beautiful begins to happen. Life starts to flow again. Opportunities appear more naturally. Connections feel more aligned. Decisions become clearer, not because you're overthinking them, but because you're no longer clouded by fear. And even before the full manifestation arrives, you begin to feel different, lighter, calmer, more at peace. And that, my dear, is the first miracle. Not the external result, but the internal shift, because once that changes, everything else follows. So let's take a moment now to anchor this feeling more deeply. Close your eyes if you can. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, gently repeat within yourself, I trust what I cannot yet see. Again, softly, I trust what I cannot yet see. Let those words settle. Let them move through your body like a quiet reassurance, because you don't need all the answers right now. You don't need to see the full path. You don't need to understand every detail. All you need is this moment, this breath, this willingness to trust just a little more than before. And I want you to know something very important. You are not doing this wrong. Even in your moments of doubt, even in your moments of impatience, you are still on the path. You are still growing. You are still becoming. So be gentle with yourself. Be patient with your heart, because this is not a race. It has never been a race. It is a quiet unfolding, a sacred timing, a series of invisible shifts that are aligning everything just for you. And as you continue to soften, to trust, to let go of the need to control, you will begin to notice something surprising. You will begin to feel safe, even in the unknown. And that is where true peace lives. not in certainty, but in trust. So, rest here for a moment, sweetheart. You don't have to figure everything out today. You don't have to force clarity. You don't have to chase what is already finding its way to you. Just breathe. Just soften. Just allow. Because your miracle is not something you need to hunt down. It is something that is gently, quietly making its way toward you. And the more you trust that, the closer it comes,